Hey Gems, it's Cinderella OG and welcome back to my channel. Before I get started with this video, I just wanted to remind you guys how important it is to go and vote. I already have. I wasn't going to vote this year, it was my first election, but I wasn't going to vote this year because I wasn't very pleased with the candidates that we are left with. But being that voting is the most important way to get your voice heard and get your opinion out there, I went ahead and did my civil duty to go ahead and do so. So guys, make sure you vote. I'm not going to tell you what candidate to vote for. That's really up to you and your political views and your personal beliefs. But y'all, just please make sure to go and vote. Thank you, and let's get right into the video. So guys, as you can see by the title, we're not going to do any like happy-go-lucky video or talking too much about positivity or anything today. We are going to end on a positive note. But today, I really wanted to talk to you guys about something that has been really like deep in my heart, and I thought I was trying to figure out the best way to go ahead and handle this video or whatever. But I thought the only appropriate way was to just go ahead and put the camera up and just be real. As you guys can see, based on the title, I'm going to be discussing my depression and anxiety and how I deal with it, or how I don't deal with it, for lack of better terms. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, I want to say that I started feeling this way to be very, very honest. I cannot remember the last time I was genuinely just happy, like just happy. And I know you guys watch my videos, but you guys only watch what I put out. I don't put out all negative stuff. I like to put out positive energy, and like I said in my very first video, I feel like I have a lot of positive attributes in my life, and I started the channel to share that with you guys. But I also don't want to give you guys false pretenses about my life, and I definitely think that this is a topic that needs to be talked about. A lot of people suffer from anxiety and depression, but we never really talk about it, especially in the Black and especially to go deeper in it, the African community. Seen as like a taboo, or you're not really sad, or there are a lot of people with real problems out there, so why would you ever feel the way you're feeling? For as long as I can remember, I've been suffering with this, and I think it has to do with a lot of me bottling up my emotions. I don't like to talk about my problems with people because I feel like it's like putting my worries and problems on someone else whenever they already have their own things to worry about. People always say, and this is no offense to my friends. I have some awesome people in my life. It's just that sometimes I don't always feel like I can go to them because, some people that I would share my worries with, it's like, man, I wish you didn't feel that way, or they would try to give me a reason. Oh, maybe you wouldn't feel this way if you did this differently. But that's not even the case. With depression, I think that I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. And that's why I'm like I'm trying to stop myself from saying certain things that I really want to share, but I need to not do that. So I'm going to be 100% honest on this video, because I feel like when you're talking about depression and anxiety, you can't not be honest. If you're not honest, then why are you talking about it anyway? If I can remember in my adolescence, when I really started feeling this way, or late childhood, adolescence, whatever you want to call it, when I really started feeling this way was about I want to say my sophomore year of high school. I didn't really have many people to talk to sophomore year when I was going through these feelings, and You know, not having someone to talk to, not really having a real friend to stand there with you. It just feels terrible. And that's how I felt my sophomore year of high school. And then I went to senior high. The way they do it in Plano is you have junior high and then you have senior high. So junior high is freshman and sophomore year. Then you move to another school for your junior and senior year. So when I became a junior in high school, I made the drill team. And I actually found one friend that I felt like I could go to for any and everything. And she really showed me a really different way of life and appreciating people. And I really appreciate her for that. And yes, we're still friends today. But it just having that person to be by your side when you're feeling those feelings, it's very comforting and relieving. That's not to say that I stopped feeling that way junior year. Of course not. It did relieve some tension within myself. It did make me feel easier to express myself with someone. But behind closed doors, I still had those feelings of depression, sadness, anxiety. So freshman year came, and I went to TWU, and she went to OU. And you know, when it comes to freshman year of college, you start making all these new friends at your school. You think you're gonna have these relationships with these people for a lifetime, and that's not always the case. While I was making friends my freshman year, I was still going through the internal battle of sadness. I just wasn't happy. And, you know, when I tried to express that to the people that I was friends with, they were like,
why would you not be happy? What did we do to not make you happy?
When people don't realize it's not external factors that are making you feel this way. Anything can trigger anyone, yes, but people are dealing with these things like within themselves. So when you try to play victim to someone else's problems, like that's just not the way to do it. That can make them feel like they're even doing something even more wrong. So I eventually transferred from TWU to UTD, and that actually was not entirely by my decision. I was mostly based on my parents, and I also have very, very protected parents. Even past 18 years old, it doesn't matter. I'm also a girl. I'm also Nigerian. I'm also the oldest, so leaving the house willy-nilly wasn't really an option. So that really counted out hanging out with my friends and leaving this basically family that I had for myself outside of home. So seeing my friends and everyone just, you know, living life, having a great time, just wasn't the best feeling for me. It just felt like, okay, there's something that I'm missing. And then even whenever I had the opportunity to go hang out with them, I still didn't feel happy. So I'm like thinking, so what is it? What am I feeling? And it's these feelings of abandonment, loneliness, and just all over sadness. And again, like I said, you know, you try to tell people how you feel, and it's like,
I wish you could get better. I wish that you didn't really feel that way.
Just saying sorry or it'll be okay to someone that has these feelings of anxiety and depression won't make it okay. It just won't. I feel like of all the genuine energy that I put out for the world, I feel like I don't get it back in return. I feel very alone a lot of the time. That's why I go sometimes days without talking to people. It's not like I'm blaming anyone or saying, oh, this is how you need to treat me or how you need to baby me whenever I'm having these feelings. That's just how I feel. I'm very blessed. Don't get me wrong. I thank God every day for everything He's done for me. But sometimes I just don't feel like I'm happy Cindy or perky Cindy or whatever people think of me. I don't feel like that all the time. And it just sucks sometimes. Not making myself so isolated helps as well. Being that I am a psychology major now, I already hear it every day. But it's easier when you're applying it to your patients and you're not applying it to yourself. I said that in I think one of my earlier videos. It's easy to focus on other people's problems just to avoid focusing on ourselves, our own inner demons. And I am very good at dishing advice, but I'm not very good at taking my own. And I'll admit to that. Now, these days, I think I've isolated myself so much that I've become numb to just being alone. But then sometimes it creeps back up on me, and all of a sudden I get that feeling of, oh, I'm nothing. I don't feel like I'm good enough. I feel like I'm gonna fail in whatever I do, which is why I took such a long period off of YouTube. I didn't feel like what I was putting out was good enough. I felt like I could have been doing so much better. I oftentimes see all these people excelling, and then I feel like, where am I? And I know I've talked about it before. It's not good to compare yourselves to others because everyone moves at their own paces. But it's also so hard when you have all these expectations for yourself and all these people have expectations for you and you're trying to live up to it, but you feel like you're just not there. You don't meet up to par. And that's how I feel a lot of the time. And with that, I avoid a lot of people. Dealing with it is probably the hardest part. Dealing with knowing that you have a problem, but you don't know how to address it is the hardest part. I don't want to say all of that to say that there's nothing that I don't do about it, because I do. Some things that do help me to cope with my depression and anxiety is prayer. Just talking to God, telling him how I feel, crying it all out at once, really does help me in that moment. Listening to music, whether it's like my favorite song of the day or a song that I know I'm probably going to cry my heart out to in that moment, it just relieves some tension within inside of me. Just talking. I have at least one person that I can just go to about this, about these feelings. And just having them listen without saying, oh, I wish you didn't feel that way, or you'll feel better. Just having that person to just be able to be real with, and then they just listen. Like actually listening, not just waiting for me to finish my words so they can say, dang, that sucks. That really helps me. I think that if you ever feel this way, and I know a lot of people do, one important thing is to not isolate yourself. And that's something that I do often. I think that no one understands me. No one really wants to hear my problems. So I isolate myself. Don't do it, guys. It won't help you in the long run. Pray. Keep your faith. Stay prayed up. I now teach Sunday school. I don't know if I haven't told you guys that. I do now teach Sunday school. And honestly, every Sunday, going to see those kids and their smile on their face and how excited they are to learn about God makes me happy. And that honestly pushes me more and more every week. Having these little people in front of me that actually look up to me and for the right reasons really does help for me to cope with my depression and anxiety. In sharing my story, I'm encouraging anyone that has these problems of anxiety, sadness, depression, to first of all not isolate yourself. You don't want to feel like you're alone. You never want to feel like you're alone. Surround yourself with positive people that actually want to see you succeed in life. And I know I've said that in many videos before, but like, that's genuine, guys. Like, you want to surround yourself with people that really care for your well-being, and look for help. If you can, get help. Whether it's from your counselor at school, if you're in high school, middle school, elementary school, or if you're in college, that's why we pay our tuition. We have people in the health services that we can talk to about these things, about anything really. So I'm sharing all of this with you guys because I think it's important to know that if you're ever having these feelings, you're not unusual. It's normal to have these feelings, but you need to actually try and help yourself. With that being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful week going into this week, and I will be releasing another video on Sunday. I will be interviewing an MBA holder, and if you guys are interested in going to the business field, then you really like this video. I believe he received his MBA at the age of 21 or 22. So just go ahead and look out for that video next Sunday. Have a great Halloween, have a happy holiday, and have a great and beautiful month. Stay blessed and stay beautiful, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, gems.